Well, here we go. Trying to think of something funny to say. Get us
That
started.
was it. Good job. You
No,
did it.
Yeah.
I got to do a better job.
Yeah, kick that back off.
Good morning, Vietnam.
There you go.
Episode 11. How about that, fellas? What is it? Is it season 2, episode 1 now? I don't even know what we say. It's 2020.
Yeah, that works.
All right, season 2, episode 1. Everybody, welcome back. We are the Metal Block, the one and the only metal podcast to give you all you want to know about your brutality. And I'm with my two favorite buddies. With you, as always, Brutal Brando. Give him a hello.
What's up, blockheads?
And we also got Scary Greg. Today, actually, why don't you introduce yourself, Mr. McCreevis?
Yeah, Phil McCrevis. Yo, Gary Greg here. Hope everybody's doing good.
Well, thank you, fellas. I'm glad you got a chance to hang with me tonight. I know Brandon got a little sick. We chatted a little bit beforehand. Brandon, glad to hear you're feeling a little bit better. We know you're still on the mend, so we'll try not to make you do too many brutal growls or pig squeals or anything like that on today's show.
All right. Thanks. If you need any juicy wet farts, that will be my department today.
No, your
Hey.
daughter.
Yeah. She wins that trophy.
Anyway, everybody who doesn't know, Brandon told me his little girl would make most men blush at the one she let rip the other day. So be proud papa.
Oh yeah, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
That's good, man. Well, here to talk about some more metal. I feel like we're a little bit out of practice, with the change of the new year, the holidays, everything gets a little busy and things get convoluted, and we missed last week, but got a lot to talk about. You guys think we just want to get started on the album review?
Yeah, sure. Let it rip, Tater Chip.
All right. Well, we are talking about do we say, is it the Xebellian triangle? TXT?
Xebellian or Xebellian? How do you say that?
Xebellian?
I think it's just the Xebellian. That's what I don't know.
Xebellian? All right.
Oh yeah, I think it's the Xebellian triangle. So they put out an album. I always want to call it From the Banks of the Rubik's Cube because just is how I remember it. But it's the banks of the Rubicon. And I'm not saying that to make fun. We just always have our ways of remembering certain things. And that's just one of the ways I do it. Well, it came out, I think, in like 2022, maybe. Okay. But they are another Houston-based band, So, man, we are loaded up with Texas. Loaded up with Canada. Loaded up with Texas.
They also released a single there in November called The Obsidian Mirror.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's real cool, too. I got a chance to check it out a lot of time. I don't know how much you guys got to listen to it, but I really, really liked it. There were a lot of things that made me think, too, of other bands. So they had a lot of really good influence, but it was also a lot of variety. And so I liked what they put out there. It reminded me at first, whenever the album first starts out, I totally get this like Symphony X kind of vibe, or maybe even like Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah, I get that. It's like symphonic for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. And so there's really a whole lot going on. And the main feel, though, that I kind of get throughout it is I really get a lot of black metal influence. And that might just kind of be from the vocals that I feel that way. But I hear a lot of good black metal in it. I really dig it. It's also super melodic as far as they've got real good melodies. It's a really good album. Every single band member definitely knows what they're doing. They're all pretty skilled. They can keep you listening. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. Whenever I was like just looking, because, as you're like driving and you got the songs playing, you can see the different song titles nowadays. Most people's like radios or whatever will tell them what song is playing, especially because they're usually streaming from some platform. But if I would have just seen the band name and saw the song titles, I would have never thought Houston, Texas. You know what I mean? I would have immediately thought these guys are from like Germany or something like. They had a song title.
There's one called Der Store Die Schwarze Sonne.
Die Schwarze Sonne. That was the
I
one
mean,
that
it's in
I think
German, so I understand why you thought that.
yeah, and then there's that Phalo de Se or whatever, Phalo de Se or whatever. Yeah, it's the last,
Mm-hmm.
I think, on the album. Anyway, just looking at him, I wouldn't have thought that. And then, I remembered, I was like, oh, yeah, these guys are from Houston. That's right. And they actually played at one of the shows Brandon was on. I think it was at Scout Bar. Was that one of the ones that was at Scout Bar?
They I
Open
think
for
they
First
opened up
Fragment?
the first fragment and Fury and something in the lick.
That's right.
Yeah, I got there too late. I missed them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss them on January 28th at White Oak Music Hall when they play with Gorod and Hath. That's gonna be
Nice.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to
Gorod
be
is sick live.
it's going to be real cool.
Have you ever seen Gorod live?
No.
Yes.
Was that a yes or a no? I couldn't tell.
It was a yes from me and a no from Zoomy.
Okay, super cool. The bassist, man, a fantastic band live. I didn't mean to sway off the topic there, but I dug them, man. I thought they were good. That newer one I really enjoyed the most, to be honest. The Obsidian Mirror. It's like 6.5 minutes long, and they have this girl on it.
Is it the
Her
lead singer?
name No, it's like Annie Miller or Annie something. I can't remember, but it shows whenever you actually play the song. But yeah, on the Obsidian Mirror, it's the vocalist, and she does these, super really pretty clean vocals towards the end of the song. And I think even he goes in there and does some clean vocals as well, like harmonizing with her. But yeah, the melody, man, it's like it reminded me of like a Cradle of Filth song, honestly, like old school Cradle of Filth with, like almost Flesh Gaudy, kind of that type black metal.
Yeah.
To actually agree with what you were saying, Zimmy. But yeah, I thought they had super, super talented dudes. The drummer, obviously, I've been tagging you guys and stuff that he's been on, and funny, as soon as you said let's do this interview, Brandon, or not interview, but review, all of a sudden, everywhere I turned, that drummer. Like, I mean, I swear to God, it was like, oh, there's this TikTok. Hey, he filled in for Enterprise Earth, and then there's this Facebook, and no, there's on Sick Drummer with Gabe tonight on an interview. It's just like super impressive. His he's on tour with Fallujah. He's about to go on tour right now with Fallujah as well. And
Nice.
yeah, super sick. But I dug it. I didn't get enough time to listen to At the Banks of the Rubik's Cube, like start to finish. But I listened to mostly like what they had on Spotify as their top 5 songs from it. So it was good. I enjoyed it. They have a lot of singles. They got definitely several singles from 2022. It looks like in their discography.
And I guess they have a new lead vocalist, Ike
Do they?
Finliker. Yeah.
Okay,
So
because
if you go to their Facebook and their YouTube, they actually did a vocal playthrough of the Obsidian Mirror, and all of them are doing vocals on it.
Oh, sick. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. That's awesome.
like they show, you can see the variation in the vocal styles, and dude, they're all really good. They all have really good, vocals, and they do singing and everything on there. I like Ika's vocals. She's got some good harsh vocals, like extreme metal vocals.
Oh, there's a girl doing harsh vocals on there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a cool video. I was watching it earlier today.
I'll have to check it out because I was wondering, because I imagine that's a different vocalist. It is the main portion of the vocals from the last album. It sounded different to me, is what I'm saying. The single sounded different from the album, like vocalist, like the mids did.
Right. Mm-hmm. It looks like she joined 2023.
Oh, is she the frontman?
Yes.
Oh, sick. Mm-hmm. Okay, I haven't looked in, I haven't checked their Facebook or pictures or videos or anything like that. That's super cool to know too.
But yeah, you're right, Brandon. 2023 is whenever she joined the band. I guess the only people who I guess are original would be the drummer and the guitarist, which I think the guitarist is also a chick, Ivy.
Ivy Jane Lance. Yeah.
Yep, I believe so. So those are the only two that show 2019 to present, which 2019 is when they're showing that they form. So Sweet. That's cool. Yeah. I was seeing some of their shirt designs, and on their shirts, it's like TXT, and I'm just that just like very symmetrical, and it fits good with metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But a solid album, a solid single that they put out this year, and they're doing stuff. So, Brandon, look forward to hearing what you have to say about their live performance whenever you get to the opportunity to see them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be here in just a couple weeks. I get, especially on Spawn of Ungoliant, the first track, kind of got a Black Dahlia Murder vibe from it. And then Dracarys was like, that's just an epic song. That shit was cool. And the last song, the Felo de Se, I guess there's like about a minute left in the song, and they go into this riff, and for a split second, I was like, sounds like Necrogoblicon-y. Like it sounded really cool. Hearing that, like kind of, it felt different for a second, and then the guitar solo starts, and it sounds like a Black Dahlia Murder like lead guitar tone. Like the
Yeah.
solo didn't sound like, but the guitar sound. I was like, that was a really cool mix of sounds right there. Just it catches my ear every time that it comes on. So, and yesterday, my drive home, I was able to listen to this album. Traffic sucked, but
Yeah.
the tunes were good, so I was all right.
There you go.
Well, it's definitely one that everybody should be checking out because, Brandon, you had actually mentioned it a while back, and we decided we'd talk about it today. And because of that, I was like, yeah, this is cool. And so I got to listen to it 4 or 5 times through over the last couple of weeks. And I'm really glad I didn't miss out on this one. So I'm really excited to share it. Also encourage everybody to go check it out themselves. I don't think they'll be disappointed. And it's got a really cool mix of sound. It's not just a bunch of blast beats. That the songs don't get repetitive. They're all very original and creative. And like I said, everybody does a real good job of doing their thing and putting out a really good product together.
Yeah, and I think I would tell people they would probably be, if you're a fan of, right, for fans of, I would say Black Dahlia Murder, In Fury, First Fragment, would probably be right up your alley.
Agreed.
Well, so check out that album. Don't let that one slip by.
If you're in Houston, go see them at White Oak Music Hall, January 28th.
Yes, go see them play. There's nothing like live music, y'all.
Right.
All right, cool. So we got, several other things that we wanted to bring up and mention today. One of them was we had a big tour announcement, or we heard about a big tour announcement.
Yeah, sure did. It's the Chaos and Carnage is what it's called.
Yes.
Let's see. So who's headlining here? I think it's Cal Decap.
Yeah.
And Carnifex and Cal Decap,
Yeah, they're co-headlining that, and then Rivers of Nile has right under them. Humanity's Last Breath, The Zenith Passage, Vitriol, and Face Yourself. Which I am not too familiar with Face Yourself, but every other band on that is absolutely fantastic. I'm not the biggest Carnifex fan in the world. It's just a little bit too much generic deathcore for me. But I mean, that's just a phenomenal lineup. I'm stoked. Definitely picking Zoomy up here, and we're rolling to Dallas. We decided.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No missing that one, man.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Super stoked, man.
I will say about Carnifex, they do put on a hell of a show. You remember seeing them at the Texas Independence Fest in 2016 with Despised Icon?
Oh yeah, absolutely, of course. No, they do put on a great live show. They do. I'm just not that familiar with them. Is really what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, but that'll be sick. I want to see Cal Decap. I missed that show that you went to, Zoomy in the City, so I'm really excited to see their newer material. And of course, hopefully they play some classics. But we'll definitely go, and maybe we could even do an in-person, discussion with Rivers and Nile. Those are my boys. I shout out to Jared and Brody and Biggs. Anyways, Andy. But anyways, that's gonna be a really really fun one. And Vitriol, I mean, I'll finally be able to pop my cherry with them. I've still never seen them live. Super cool. And actually, the Zenith Passage, that is the vocalist from the original Faceless album, that Alcadema album that was really good. Yeah, that's the vocalist now of the Zenith Passage. So I'm super stoked to see them together.
That's cool.
Yeah. Derek.
Here's something. The Face Yourself band, they are from Slovakia.
Are they? Nice.
Formed in 2008, unsigned independent, and they are melodic death metalcore.
Okay, I'll definitely be checking them out. That's cool.
They've actually put out a couple of full-length albums. They did one in 2010. It's called In Front of Your Eyes. And they did one in 2013, and it's The Darkest Essence of Light. It doesn't look like there's anything that's come out since then.
Nice. Also on that bill, Humanity's Last Breath. Have either of you checked that band out at all before?
Uh-uh.
They're cool. They just put out some, their album. I think it was like maybe 2 years ago that came out. It got really, really good reception. They're good. I wouldn't really know what to call them. Maybe deathcore, death metal. They're cool. So that'll be a fun addition to the show for sure.
Yeah, I think the wife and I are gonna go catch it in San Antonio since we won't be able to meet y'all in Dallas.
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be sick. I've been to a few shows in old San Antone.
Can't
Oh
say that
yeah,
I have, so be a first time.
Oh, okay, cool.
the
That'd be a
Alamo.
fun trip. Yep. Gotta go to the Alamo, Brando.
Is that where they're playing?
That would be
No,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah. On
kidding.
top of it, of course they are.
another show at the Alamo. That's what we need to do. We need to somehow find a way to host a metal show at the Alamo, man.
Yeah, there you go.
We just need to raise the right amount of money,
Well,
right? You can do anything with
also
money.
You're right.
that is a damn fact. It can also you can buy happiness. But anyways,
Yeah,
I didn't want to forget
called a jet ski.
yeah, and a pontoon. But since Vitriol is on the bill, I figured I'd throw that out there. They just dropped a new single a few days ago called "Shame and Its Afterbirth," and super sick video on YouTube of Kyle, and I think his name's Adam. It's the guitarist and bassist doing a playthrough, and it is just it's beautiful. They've come out saying, this is our fastest song yet. You've asked for it, you wanted it. Well, here, you got it, type deal, and it lives up to the post. It's super aggressive. Just the sweeping in the guitar solo is just absolutely phenomenal. I am very pleased with it.
Yeah, it's really good. And anyone that hasn't seen it can go over to our Facebook page and check it out. I posted it last night.
Yes.
I saw that.
Like the Facebook page, we're almost at 500. That's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
It's growing quickly.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, seeing the brand kind of expand and get out there, and the way we've been able to interact with the metal community, and even more and more so recently, has been really awesome. And that's so much fun, and that's really most of what it's all about, is just everybody hanging out together and talking about metal. So cool.
Yeah,
Check
buddy.
it out.
And I would love to take a moment to thank our unofficial sponsor also for, this delicious mountain blackberry, clearly Canadian, that is, quenching my thirst.
I'm literally holding a country raspberry, clearly Canadian right now, and yeah,
It's a beautiful thing.
It's doing it right.
It's a beautiful thing, Greg. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. So if anyone at Clearly Canadian is listening, please send us maybe a sponsorship or a free case of Clearly Canadian variety flavor pack.
Yeah, I'll take a vehicle wrap.
I would too. I would do it.
Yes. I would love that. That's what I want to see. And then pictures all over town. There's that Clearly Canadian. Is that a Tundra?
My question is, I need to do a little research because I had one in my hand at research when I was checking out, and the lady checking me out was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy they're back. I love it. I'm so glad they're back." And I was like, "Did they leave? Is it definitely a fact that they left? Because it was definitely a thing in my childhood, and now that it's back, I mean, I feel like they left and came back, is what I'm saying." So I don't know. I need to do some research because that seems to be this lady's, that's what she was getting at.
Yeah, that's kind of what, I was thinking, but at the same time, I couldn't remember if they just fell off my radar, and I just never went looking.
Okay, I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you.
I think they probably did have to make a comeback because we're not the only one. So
yeah, a resurgence.
Well, everybody, let's keep them here. Go get your Clearly Canadian.
That's right.
All right. So everybody check out the Cattle Decap Tour and see if that is going to be coming through your cities. There's a lot of places that they're going to be visiting.
Chaos and Carnage.
That's right. Chaos and Carnage 2024. So they're going to be Texas. They're going to be going to Florida. They're going to be going to Tennessee, New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts.
Doing the whole shebang.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there's an area that they weren't going, and yeah, Oklahoma. But that's cool. They're hitting up Texas and enough.
That's every tour.
Yeah, I know, right? You'd be lucky to catch one in Oklahoma. They start coming to Oklahoma whenever they've been touring for like 35 years, and they're like, Oklahoma. We've never been to Oklahoma.
Just doesn't work on the old routing.
Well, we tried to avoid it. I guess we got to do it, guys. The only one left.
They're pulling us there. They're pulling us there. If you've been around for 20 or 30 years, you get enough fans everywhere where you can actually start justifying playing everywhere too. So makes sense.
Yeah, every time I talk to like a few people like Daniel DeFonts, in the industry, like they always are trying to explain themselves, and Simply, if you look at, they just do a big circle around the United States, and being smack dab in the middle of it is not a good thing.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, because you know what else? I don't see places like Nebraska on the Cattle
Yeah,
Decap Tour.
it's a lot of it's out of the way.
More people
I'm
in
not.
Nebraska?
I don't see
Because
Kentucky.
well, now that I say that, I guess Cal Decap did just play. We just don't get a lot of it. We don't get the big ones. We get a lot. We get one here and there. I will say that we do. It's been getting better. It's been getting a little
You
bit
know what
better.
else? You know
Yeah,
what else?
Suffocation was just there.
Yeah, true.
No, Montana.
Yeah, no. That's funny.
That's too funny, man. I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. So if you're out there and you laughed, thank you.
There you go.
Anyway, so check that one out. A lot of cities, they are coming, and as we just discussed, there's a lot of cities they are not coming too, but the ones they're not are expected, so it's cool. Also, Vitriol, go check out that new single. It is really cool. Just like Greg and Brandon said, I'd just be saying the same thing. So go check that one out. I feel like there was another thing that we mentioned.
Xebellian Triangle.
Cool. Well, what else, guys?
I think Brutal Brando was actually sending us a new band this morning. Who was it?
Farsoth?
Yes.
You know anything about him?
Haven't looked into them very much yet, other than just I listened to the album like 3 or 4 times today. It's 10 songs, 44 minutes. Came out in November.
Definitely.
It came out in the end of November last year. The album's called Morbid Symphonies. Dude, it's sick. It's aggressive. It's got a bunch of energy. It's kind of like Apple Music has it listed as like death metal, black metal, but it's kind of like grind and thrash to it too. So
Yeah.
it's not real twiddly dwiddly,
Yeah.
techy, but it's cool, man. There's some good riffs. The vocals are strong. I was enjoying it a lot.
So this was actually their second full length, which is kind of interesting. They put one out last year called The Plague in 2022, or I'm sorry, not last year, but they put one out in 2022 called The Plague, and then they put out Morbid Symphonies in 2023. They are a band from Sweden. They actually formed in 2020. They are on Black Lion Record.
All right.
Nice.
Brandon, you are right, man. Whenever you said they have this thrash sound, because at first you said they're labeled as death metal, black metal.
Yeah.
Metal Archive has them as death metal. I got a huge black metal vibe whenever I was listening to them. I know you don't like Cult of Fire as much, but whenever I was listening to a couple of the songs, I actually kind of got some of that. But that was more in their melodic black metal sounds. They
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of that, like Cult of Fire. But anyways,
What is Cult of Fire again? What's the dude's name in that band? The main guy?
Let's see here. I'm gonna have to look it up. Give me a second.
Oh, you don't have to. I know who you're talking about, and I saw some interviews with that guy. Interesting fellow.
Yeah, it's a totally interesting band. I mean, some of the stuff they do in their music, talking about Cult of Fire for a second, it's a little different than what I'm used to hearing in any kind of metal at all.
Right.
But they have some really cool melodic stuff. And I think all great black metal has to have good melody. Whether you're pulling it through a what do you call it? Not a keyboard, but a synthesizer. If you're actually hitting those melodies, harmonies on your guitar or whatever, however you're getting them, I think it's just important that you have them. Cult of Fire has a lot of them, but I totally heard a little bit of that in Farsoth. But whenever you said they're also a little grindy and thrashy, oh my gosh, did I hear thrash, man? Did I hear like good old fashioned thrash? I'm not talking.
Nice.
I'm not talking like last couple of years. I'm talking thrash from like the 80s, good thrash, where, like you said, Brandon, not super technical, but really has some, I don't know, just some good sounding riffs. And they also are not afraid to throw in some slow grooves.
Yeah.
Like they do a lot of like boom, 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 where they're really holding that out, bending that guitar string.
Nice.
Really, really cool. Really cool. I was listening to it, and whenever you listen to something, like smile kind of comes over your face, and you're like, oh yeah, that's really cool that they're doing this right here. That's that's something that I don't know, you go back to, and that's what makes music good is whenever you can keep going back to it.
Hell
But
yeah.
I thought that was a really good suggestion that you threw over, and I'm so glad that I got a chance to check it out. I wanted to check it out earlier today. I really just listened to it right before we started doing this episode. I didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to see the song names because I was just in my den and I had it on YouTube on my TV. And so it was just playing, and I could have like kept that scroll bar up and seen what song it was on, but I wasn't bothering doing that. I was kind of doing other stuff while I was listening to it. But man, a really, really good album. Glad I got a chance to check it out. I wish I could have checked it out more, but I will be. So cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks for sharing that one.
Good
yeah,
find.
I'm trying to look back through one of the Facebook posts that I did because I would like to give credit where credit is due. I believe someone recommended them to me last week when I asked, "What are y'all listening to today?"
Oh,
And
that's
I went
Oh,
back
nice.
and I mean, maybe people don't believe me when I say I'm going to check it out on there, but I do go check a lot of this stuff out, and I really did enjoy this one.
You're a man of your word, Brando.
Yeah, well, I'm struggling, guys, in the heat of the moment, but I will put a
no.
post
Find
out
that.
when I find it. I'll put a post out thanking them.
I
There
was
you go.
actually going to plug in here just for a second that Cult of Fire, if anybody wants to check them out, they are from Prague.
Frog.
So they're from over there. They've been around.
Infernal Vlad, right? Was that the guy's name that you're thinking
Infernal
of,
Vlad.
Greg?
I think so, maybe. That's hilarious. Infernal Vlad.
Yes, I think
Is
so,
that the
Brandon.
guy?
I think
Is that
that's
the guy?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about the Vladimir guy who's in that group. Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, and I mean, what a cool name.
Mm-hmm.
Your name. My name is Vladimir. I mean, that's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. That's a lot cooler than Greg.
That's
I don't know
gonna
if
be
it's cooler than Scary Greg.
Scary
Almost.
Greg.
He's just infernal. It's like that's like Infernal Greg over there.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. That's just like the name Tom. Very common name.
Yeah, that's Infernal Tom.
Yeah, scary Greg is a good one. So
Yeah,
don't
I'm
you?
not scary anymore though. I'm Scary Greg is my alter ego that I haven't snapped back into in many moons, but it's still
Yeah,
there.
but
It's still there, buried deep down inside.
yeah, you just gotta like shake it out.
Yeah, it comes
Oh,
out here and there, but it's not pretty.
oh well, it's metal. But so check them out and Farsoth. Not to kick them aside or anything. That is an awesome, awesome album, and everybody needs to check it out. Morbid Symphonies, and it's groovy, it's thrashy, it's brutal. Sometimes I couldn't even hear the vocals. They blended in with the music so well, especially right at the beginning, with the way the album opened up. But yeah, good stuff, good metal. So that's a lot for everybody to be checking out.
Yeah,
Well, I think I was mistaken. I'm not finding them listed as something. I don't know where I picked up Farsoth. I'm not seeing it on the.
well, good find either way.
I like
Thank
the tone of the vocals on the Farsoth. Like it's like a low mid. It's not super deep gutturals and it's not highs really. Like it's. I don't. I'm trying to think of who it reminded me of, and I just like can't put my finger on it. So
well,
yeah.
Well,
I think that's why the vocals blended in with the music so good in some of mine was or in some of the songs as I was listening to it because you're right, the tone was just a nice tone. It wasn't anything that took away from any of the rest of the music. Actually, to me what stood out the most were the guitar riffs and the crash cymbal on the drums. Like I loved the way he used that crash. Maybe it was just a different kind of crash. I don't know. I'm not a drummer, but he timed it real well and it just really brought it all together, I felt like. And the drumming itself was real cool anyway, because it wasn't just blast beats. That dude
Yeah.
could do some drumming, man. Just another little side note about all of that. I love that crash.
awesome.
I'll listen for that. I didn't that didn't stand out to me, but maybe I was focused on something else.
The guitar riffs are like there, like when you're listening to it, man. Those guitar riffs are strong and they're driving that music. But that crash when it hits those spots, man, I really like that.
Yeah.
That album art's cool too.
It is. It's really cool album
Yeah, the
art.
art was cool. Yeah, it was sick when you sent me that. Have you guys heard that Kerry King is has a new band? Have you heard of that at all?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. Apparently, he said it's supposed to like pick up where Slayer left off. Was the last thing
Yeah,
I saw.
that's exactly what I was just about to say. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see on that one. I mean,
Yep.
he's an interesting fellow. His, I don't know. I didn't really ever attribute him to like being why Slayer was as badass as it was for some reason. He always was kind of somewhat annoying to me, but we'll see how he does in his solo stuff. I don't know. I bet it'll be cool. I bet it'll be cool.
Yeah,
I
I'm curious
think
to see who he's got in it.
Yeah, I bet he's gonna hire some badasses for sure.
oh yeah, I know it's like the super secret. It's like gonna be a super group. It has to be, right?
A lot of people are
It's gotta
speculating. Like,
be.
I think that Phil is going to be doing vocals from Pantera.
Oh, really?
I've seen some stuff
Uh,
about that. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think that's been officially announced, but people are like, Phil doing vocals,
Mm-hmm.
huh.
which could be
Mm-hmm.
cool. I mean, Phil has quite a range, like in his
Yeah, he
ability.
does. I
Like,
mean, Scour. Have you heard Scour? Or is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh,
Scour is what it's called. It's like straight up black metal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got a good
cool.
range. I mean, he even displays that just on in the different Pantera albums.
Absolutely. I'm just kind of scanning some new news. Also, Brandon, you might want to check this out if you haven't already. Have you heard the new Ghoul single, "Noxious Concoctions"?
Oh yes, I have.
How is it?
I've got it queued up, like pre-saved on my Apple library. I'm kind of a sucker for Ghoul.
I know that's why I had to say it as soon as
Yeah, Ghoul, and
I came across it.
I don't know if either of you guys listen to Impaled, but
Oh yeah.
they're another one of those like gore grind bands that those like gore metal, like Exhumed,
Mm-hmm.
Impaled, and Ghoul. Like they're just it's
So
awesome.
Impaled is one of my guilty pleasures, most certainly. And here's something funny. I actually, okay, you know how there's samples? You know how they like will do all their own samples, or at least they did for a
Yeah.
while in their albums. And they always kind of have a theme, like the whole album is kind of following a certain concept, and these samples are like clips that play into this concept. And I can't remember which album it's off of. I'm gonna look this up, but I tell my son in the morning whenever I'm waking him up. He's 10 years old, so I'm waking him up, and he'll open up his eyes, and I'll say, "Welcome back to the land of the living. For now." Ha ha ha
Yeah.
ha.
Nice. Is that on an Impaled album?
Yes, it's not Mondo Medi-Cal. It's the next one.
I think it's The Dead Still Dead Remain, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah. That's it, Brandon. Yeah.
Sweet.
So, anyways, good fun
That's
band.
cool.
Thanks for bringing them up, Brandon. I'm gonna go listen to them probably
Yeah.
after we get off of this.
So I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but Mondo Medi-Cal is like not available anywhere, and I guess people have like gone to the band and asked like, what the hell, put it up, and they said they don't own it.
Oh
So
wow.
the record like the recording studio or whatever, like the record company that they were signed to has the rights to that album, and I think it went like bankrupt or something. So like it was never released to them, so they don't actually own that album, like the
Oh
rights
wow.
to it. So they can't release it. That's my understanding.
That's
Which
crazy.
sucks because that one is. I mean, that's what got me in. Like that album's awesome.
Yes.
That's
I love it. It's like, is there a doctor in the house?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. Like people have it up, like a video streaming, so you
Right.
can still listen to it. I think I saw it on eBay going for like $50.
Oh wow. So
Like it's like a
I
CD.
damn.
I have a burned CD copy.
Nice. I think
Yeah.
that's
It's
what I
probably
have
worth
of it
that's worth
too
at least
somewhere.
15.
Huh?
You can get $15 for that burn copy. If it's going 50 for the new one, you could definitely get at least $10 for that burn copy.
Oh
No,
yeah.
yeah. Now we just got to find
Yeah.
a CD-ROM and a CD burner.
Dude, I'm
And
telling you.
who's got a computer with a CD-ROM?
Man, old school.
Oh, I know, man. And
The
really,
days of burning CDs, man, I forgot all about
it's
that.
not even that old, man. It really is,
No.
It's like 20 years old.
Dude, getting a good burn CD was awesome, though.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Remember whenever the cars, like CD players, would start playing MP3s? And I don't know if you guys ever did this, but I would burn MP3s onto my CD, and I could fit. Oh, I
Yeah,
could
you can
fit.
fit like 75 or 100
Yeah, you
songs
could
on
fit like
there.
100.
Yes,
Yeah, you really could. It was
yeah,
great.
so many albums even, and they just play like right after each other, almost like a mixtape. For those of you who even are like, oh, these boys talking about CDs. What about cassettes? Yeah, we could make mixtapes with our CDs. Watch yourself.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
That's what it is. Burn them.
What are
Oh
you
man,
doing
that
The
was
hack with
Saturday?
the tape
Burning
that's
a CD?
yeah.
I had the tape player for a while, the one with the cord coming out of it that you played with your Walkman in the car. I rocked one of
Yes.
those for a couple of
Oh,
years, and
yeah.
then I
Oh
remember
yeah.
begging my dad for a CD face because everybody had the ones with like dolphins and like all the cool stuff. Could see, getting a really badass CD face in your car was a real big deal at that age.
Yep,
And
I remember that.
I begged him for one, and then he, for my birthday or Christmas or something, I came out to my car and it had a 12 disc changer in it, and I wanted to kill him. I was so pissed off about it. Now looking back as an adult, it's like you could play 12 CDs instead of one, dumbass.
Yeah.
Be happy about it. But he didn't. My dad was always worried about the face value, of the car. So yeah, I
I
wasn't
got you.
allowed to. Yep. Anywho,
So
sorry to get off tangent there. Music memories.
I have a 5-disc CD changer that's not one for a car, but it's like one that, back in the day, whenever you'd have like the receivers and stuff for the surround sound, and
Yep.
5-disc changer. I've got the receiver. The only thing I don't have on that like stack, because you could like stack them on top of each other, is the tape player, man. And I want the cassette player so bad. And I've noticed that a lot of these metal bands are starting to sell cassettes again.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean, I'm all about vinyls. I actually I hooked my record player up, and I've been playing vinyls for a couple of days. I listened to Willie Nelson, Redheaded Stranger, like just yesterday.
Yeah, awesome. My
So
wife just got a vinyl. Her friends gave her one for her birthday, and we've kind of started getting a few records. The only one I have right now, actually a friend of mine gave me the most recent Tool album on vinyl, and it's super super sick edition. I cannot believe he gave it to me, to be honest. And
that's cool.
yeah, I had it for like a year without owning a vinyl, and now I own a vinyl player, so I'm good to go. I'm gonna start kind of collecting them. I like those. What are they? They're like crazy tie dye, and I've seen the videos of them like being made, and they like smash all the color into it. But it's called splatter. I think it's called splatter.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah.
just kind of a marbled.
Yeah, and it's like crazy explosion, type looking design. And man, it's like in Fury and all those bands have such sick looking vinyls. I'm kind of stoked to waste some money on it.
I have one vinyl record, and I've never opened it because I don't have a vinyl player. But I pre-ordered the Anthropocene Extinction
I knew
in
you were going to say that.
2015 when they released that, and I got the bundle with the vinyl, the cassette, some buttons, stickers. I got a beach towel out of it.
One of the best albums
I
in metal,
I have this vinyl. It's still in the cellophane wrapping up on my bookshelf up in my guitar and Xbox room.
Dude, they have some sick looking vinyls too. I bet that that record inside that sleeve is stupid cool looking. I bet.
Right.
Actually, that's the one that they did 1,000 little like dots on it, of like silver little glitter dots, whatever, like represent something about stuff that's floating in the ocean. I actually do remember that vinyl they put out. That's a good one, buddy.
I mean, it was the first release of it because it was the pre-order.
Yep. I do. I remember it. Sorry,
So-
I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. You're good. This is cool. Mine is still relates to what we were saying, because I have 2 Pantera vinyls that are still in their cellophane, and I bought them fairly recent. It's not that they're like original prints or anything like that. They probably didn't even ever have original prints in the 90s. They were never even issued probably on vinyl initially. There's one of them is Cowboys from Hell, and the other one's Reinventing the Steel, and they're both in their plastic, and they're like, one of them's like 661 of 2000, I think, and another one's like, no, 661 of 1000, and the other one is like 1100 of 2000. So, I mean, they are semi-limited, but what's cool is what like you guys were talking about. One of them is like a whiskey marbled vinyl, and the other one is like a white marbled. And I haven't taken them out to look at them. I don't even know what they look like. It just says that on like the sticker that's on the front of the cellophane, you know, where it shows all the what this album is about kind of info. But yeah, vinyls are cool.
Sweet.
So music's awesome. Metal's even better. So everybody
There you go.
go and check it out. Drink you some Clearly Canadian and enjoy every single moment of it. We at the Metal Block are going to be here every day on our Facebook and social media to talk about metal and to hopefully introduce you guys to some new exciting music, or to bring back some of those old classics that maybe you just hadn't listened to in a while or never got to check out the first time. Don't forget to check out Brutal Brando's Morning Commute. He throws something out there every single morning, and it's usually one of the first things that pops into his head that he's going to be listening to on his drive. So join him and do some head banging and join us all, because we'll be joining him. And yeah, that's all I got, fellas. It's been a great show. I appreciate episode 11. I appreciate the Metal Block, and I appreciate you guys both very much.
All
Right back
right.
at
Well,
you, buddy.
everybody have. Sorry to cut you off there, Brandon. Everyone have a great night, and later.
Later, blockheads.